to the Macro Chat live show, you guys. I see you over here in the chat. Catherine's here. Eugenie's here. Pat's here. Debbie's here. Woohoo! So nice to see you. Here's Coco. I had to grab her because the dogs were barking. And so it always happens that way. Plus, she's part of me. Today, we're talking about vision. Let me put Coco down. So normally it was going to be, we were going to have a premiere. AD is still working on his home. So the premiere that we have set up will be in 2 weeks. So I apologize, but AD is working hard on his electricity, and I am again pushing the buttons. So thanks for last time. I did it okay. You guys were patient with me. And then I'm sorry I was sick. The flu is definitely going around. So there are a lot of people, not feeling good. So I hear you, because I've got, Brian said he wasn't feeling up to it today. So I don't know if he'll be showing up today. Debbie, this is Deborah, right? I just want to make sure, because I want to make sure you're part of the membership, because there may be another Debbie. I'm not sure. I'm 30 seconds delayed because people that are in the membership, I put you guys in. You have a little blue. You guys are blue. So then I can grab your questions. So let me know if that's you, and I will go ahead and ping you. And so anyways, yes, it's about vision. So those of you guys that do not know about the Macro Chat Live show, this is a show that we just love to talk about macro photography, which is one-to-one. Close-up, it's not really that close, it's close-up. And micro, where we get really, really close. And I have a guest once a month. This show is every other week. And apologize again, I was sick. But just to let you guys know, so it's Michael Waddell. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he's from Sweden. So we're doing a premiere with him, and he was supposed to be on today, and we just couldn't get it set up. So, but I got a great show, and we got a jam. So, Brian's here. Hi, Brian. I didn't think you were going to make it because you were saying that you weren't feeling good. Just call me Deborah, but it's Deborah. Okay, so hold on one second. I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, no. I know. I just wanted to make sure that, just to let you know, I just wanted to make sure that it was you in the membership, because I'm going to add you as a moderator. Okay, so now you're a moderator, Debbie. I just want to make sure, because it could be someone different, because I think you, were you always, I don't know. I don't know if you always, I thought you were in YouTube as Deborah, even though I know you were Debbie. But thanks you guys for being here. Oh, Stacy's here. Oh, and Stacy, you are part of the membership too. Add you as a moderator. I just did that. So the thing is that when you guys are blue, I can see your questions. But I still appreciate everyone coming. Yeah, we're going to talk. Oh my gosh. And Eugenie, she's got some great questions. I've got a couple videos for Debbie. I got a video for Brian. You rock. And I have another video, but we have to move, because I swear this is going to be a jam-packed, fun macro show. So again, I'm delayed. So if you have a question, just I will get to you guys. I'm 30 seconds faster than what I see from you guys. So let's see. If you know what, if you're excited, this is what I want to do. If you guys are excited about it, give this show a thumbs up. And what happens is it gets it out to the other macro photographers so we can all chat it up. Because I really do think this is a great show. I mean, we have a good time chatting. There's no other macro show that I know. I have some really good, amazing photographers on this show. They are so cool. Every single one that has been on this show has been absolutely amazing. Very appreciative to that. So give it a thumbs up. That would be awesome. Let's see. So AD's not here. Oh my God. Let's make sure that I don't screw it up, right? I'm not even pushing the buttons down. It's every other Thursday on YouTube. You can sign up on the little red thing if you're not part of my channel. Just sign up there and you'll get an email when I'm on live. Because last time I was pushing buttons, I couldn't even. I'm just afraid that I'm going to screw it up. And then if you guys want to watch any of the shows, You can see it on YouTube, or you can go to my website, Sullivan J Photography. Macro Live is here. And that has all of the shows that we have done here, which is really good information, I have to say, especially when I have those people, you know, the photographers. So as always, we will start with my my promo sponsor. You guys will see this really quick, and we'll come back and start rolling with the show. Today's Macro Photography Live Chat Show is brought to you by Adventurers of the F-Stop, a $29 monthly membership to elevate your macro and landscape photography and business skills. Just go to membership.sullivanjphotography.com and check out all the details to push your creations in 2018. Oh, it's so fast. So yes, this is the membership program that you'll see here, that some of the people are here for the membership program. It's a blast. We have a great group. If you guys are interested, you could go to membership.sullivanjphotography.com and try us for 14 days. And if you don't like it, then just make sure you cancel. It's that easy. You could check it out behind the scenes. And again, I even updated it because we've been doing this for a little while now. So you get a lot of good for the $290 a year. If you want to do a year, you get over $3,000 worth of stuff. And you guys are going to get a new thing that I'm going to talk about today for the members. So let's see, the vision. I want to share, and I'm not sure if I shared this with you guys or not. Let me see. Oh, here's the flower. So if I shared this with you, I apologize, but it is about vision. So let me go and share this with you, and I'll come right back and I'll talk about the vision. Look at how beautiful this flower is. I found this in my local market. So here is my image. Just moving it to make sure whatever I have, I want in focus. So let's just show you some of the images that I played with. I thought this was beautiful, but I really like the way this composition feels. It's kind of like it's dancing. So I went with this. But I may play with this one still, I'm not sure. But I did have to stack my work because I wanted to have this in focus here and this in focus. And here's what I ended up with. When I played with it in Photoshop with some basic punching it around, I actually took it in a Luminar Flex in Photoshop. So here's what I changed in Luminar Flex. And I kind of did a little bit of, you could see some of them was a little dark to me, some of the petals, so I just kind of brightened them up. You can see here, I messed with these just to give it more dimension. And then the brilliance and warmth, I toned this down. So look at this. So look at the flower. Here's before. It's a little warm here, which is nice, but then I wanted it just a little bit more of the cool side. I added a fill layer. So I went to layer and I went to new fill layer with the solid color, and I took the black over here, you could see to the right, and I filled it in and I made a mask. Okay, so I know the members have seen it because I've actually given them even more details on how I post-process that image. But the reason why I wanted to share it again, for those of you that have not seen it, is that you saw the other flower. And my vision when I saw this beautiful flower was it was dancing. It was dancing to me. And I needed that to come out. So if I would have done the other flower, it wouldn't have perceived it as dancing in a beautiful, flowy way. So because I love to dance and I feel cheerful and excited, I made sure that that flower had excitement by pulling in the colors of light and dark and making sure that the green stem was very vibrant and kind of flow like if you were dancing. So when you look at any of your subjects, it's good to feel. Sometimes that's why I have actually a video, Stop Being a Snap Shooter. At first, when you're first starting, be a snap shooter. Be a snap shooter. Just shoot, because it's good for you to just keep shooting and shooting. Once you get bored of that, then that's the next level of you photographing and feeling the vision that you want to get across. So if you are in that point of you're saying, I love to photograph, but I just don't know where to go with it, I want you to start thinking about the vision and the feeling that you have. And then that's what I love about Eugenie's question, because she's asking about composition. So one of the things, I'm sorry that it's true, I have in the membership, I have it's a 15-minute video of talking about the rules, which there are several rules to help you with the vision. Of course, you could always break rules. It doesn't mean it has to be that way. But the reason why they are rules, I have rules here, and elements is what I talk about. Rules, rule of third, we all know about that. The rule of odds, shallow depth of field, simplification. There's a whole bunch of different rules. We're going to talk about the golden spiral later, but there's also elements that help tell the vision and the feeling that you want. So what's the space within your vision that you want? The darks and lights of what you have, the colors. Colors are huge when you want to talk about your vision. And is it rough, sharp, smooth, gentle? Do you have complementary colors? That works really well. Saturated colors. And then also the reason why, again, I want to come back to it, is that you're going to trip out when we start talking about the golden spiral, because that is actually really bizarre when we start really getting into it. But these rules satisfy us as human beings. They're out there. They make us feel good. And so when you start off with the composition, not smack in the middle, it feels boring, and you're saying to yourself, I don't know why it feels boring. Well, these rules have been actually done way before photography. They've been done even when it's been back into the art scene, Picasso and all of them know about these rules and how to get their feelings and their expressions out, their vision of what they want you to feel. And so I challenge you guys to start paying attention to that if you don't know them, and shoot a rule that you don't use all the time. And it's easy to Google up, and then break it, and you'll see why. So it's really interesting on how they work great. So one of the things that, Debbie, I have a question. You had a question on Helicon. When we get to the equipment section, remind me if I forget, because I put it right here where I was talking about Debbie's questions, but I really want to dive into critique fast, because I feel like us talking about these rules and our visions, it's better to just jump on this, because normally I answer questions really fast. So yes, Stacy knows about the sequence. Yeah. Yeah, that's great, Stacy. You definitely know what we're going to be talking about. What is it? Fibonacci? I always mess up the Italians, man. I'll tell you the words. But anyways, let's go ahead. We're going to dive into critique, and then we'll get into, we're going to start with Brian's video first, And then we will go into Eugenie's, and then we're going to end with Debbie's because I really like the way that sequence is going. So let's get into the critique. Ooh, I was like, took a little while to pop up. It got me a little nervous. I'm going to go ahead and share. We're going to go into, just as a reminder, I will share Lightroom right now. Oh, where are you? There you are. Okay, so here is Brian's image. And if you guys had watched the show, we had talked about this image, and I had said that I would clean up, or show him how I would fix this little area, because it's glass, it's very difficult, and then this little area right in here. And the reason why I wanted it on this show is because this was his vision. His vision was this beautiful mommy duck with its babies, and he took a lot of time to light it, to make it right, and I just kudos to you, Brian, for doing this. So I made a video for you. Now, again, when I make you guys, I asked him, can I do this? He said, sure, no problem. So this is great. But again, if you don't like what I say or don't understand, then just ask me, okay? So we're going to go into, let me see where I put it. I think I put it in the, oh, shoot, sorry. You knew I was going to screw something up, right? Oh my gosh. So is that, okay, we're just going to go ahead and dive into Brian's. Here we go, Brian. First of all, I just want to thank Brian for letting me use his image to share with him how to clean up a couple of things that we had talked about on the macro show. So remember, I had talked about cleaning this and maybe cleaning this up a little bit. I really, really enjoy his theme and his idea of this beautiful crystal with the chicks and how he took time to light it up. One of the suggestions that I had offered him was to also try to light a little bit of the back of the location in here, just to give it a little bit more depth. So I kind of simulated that here. So let me share with you. You would have to play, Brian, with your lighting, and that's what takes a while. So once you get your lighting set up, boy, I'll tell you, you don't want to mess it up. You just leave it the same, because then you could shoot and play and then move things just really minutely. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you here this image. I lit it up. And I added a little bit more light as if I was going to just give it a little bit more. But I didn't want it on everything because this is Photoshop, not actually lighting. So I'll show you how light it was. This is the light. See, it was way too much, and that's not what I was going for. I just wanted to brighten up so you could see a little bit more of the ducks. So I took a mask and I painted some of that light out. But you could see now, you could see this duck over here to the right better. So let's go before. You could see the eyes. The eyes are really what we all want to look at. So now you could see the eyes a little bit better. We'll go up to a new layer. And because you never want to work on your main layer down here and be destructive. So just add a new layer. There's always many different ways actually to fix anything, but I'm just to show you. Let's go ahead and go with this one. So in this one, because there's so much, we'll go ahead and see this area right here, the white, like all of this is fine, but this right here, we've lost pixels. So I would at first go ahead and do a clone stamp. All right, I'm gonna put music on because my dogs are barking, but you will see that I'm going to play with the clone stamp. I'm going to do the move tool, and I have it on 86. Let's see. And I like that. Here's the opacity. I'll add a mask. Get the brush. Start painting it off. You can take the opacity out a little bit so you can see what you're doing. Oops. I go back and forth with the X. So here is the before where it's real blown out, and then here is the after. So you could play with that, and you don't have to use that same area if you don't want to, but that's what I would do. I would just kind of play with it just to get our eyes off of the white. And then over here, this area right here, let's look at that closely. So it takes my eyes because it's blue and it has a lot of goodies around there. So with that one, I don't think I would do a clone. I think I would probably just paint in because it has a lot of texture. I'm going to go ahead and make another layer. And then I'm not naming them, but I would name them as I do this, like stamp. This I'll do paint, baby head. I would name it so I know what I'm doing here. Then I will take the paintbrush, which I have. If you double click on this, you'll get this area and just say okay. But as you're working, make sure that the opacity and flow up here, I like to do flows gently and I keep it at 100, but you could change it to whatever you want. And I will click my Alt and Option and pick different colors and just start to paint in. Whoa, that's way too light. Command Z or Control Z for PCs will get rid of that. So let's just paint around and just kind of darken it a little bit. I really want this area to be more of the blues. So I'm going back and forth because you want dimension. You don't want just one color. That's why I'm taking a bunch of different colors and playing with it. So let's see what it looks like before, after. And the best way to do is to look up close and to look farther away. So here is the before and here is the after. To me it helps. I'm a nitpick, so I wouldn't notice it as much. If you wanted to make it soft, we'll show you quickly how I would fix this. If I wanted this to be soft instead of so grainy, you could go to the blur tool right here and then start blurring this area up. See how it blurs it gently? You could do that if you want. Again, I always do a little over crazy. And then what I do is take over here the opacity slider and I will gently bring it down to what I like or what it matches with the rest of the, your composition. So see how this is kind of blurred out before, after. I really like the way that looks. Just a suggestion. Thanks again, Brian, for letting me play with your image. Totally appreciate you. Let's get back to the show. So, great question from Pat. She had said, can you use the clone stamp or the patch tool? And for sure you can, as long as you take it into a different layer and play with it. You could use whatever you want. So just know that, again, there's so many different ways, and sometimes it's easier for certain people to do certain things. So I say try everything, and whatever is easier for you, then do it. But what's nice is that when you have its own layer, you can use the move tool, you can move it around, you can, take the opacity down, you just, and it's not damaging any of your pixels. So, and you can do this in On1, Eugenie, also. I just think Brian I think he does have Photoshop, but you can do it with anything when it comes to layers and stuff. And actually masking is so much better in On1, but we'll talk about that later. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dive in, and I still will check the chat, but I want to keep rolling because I've got so much for you guys today, and I don't want to go over an hour because it's only an hour. But I will look at the chat as soon as I get into Eugenie's goodies right here. So let me go over to Lightroom, and I'm going to have to figure this one out. You guys going to have to see it empty screen for a second because I don't have AD here. Let's go over to the right camera. So sorry, you guys. Okay, so here is Eugenie's rose. And what I want to, I'm sorry. Let's do it again. So here's her rose, and I'm going to read her information. So let's move this up so I can see. Sorry. Every time I jump out of Lightroom, it's like jumping out of the flower. So she said she had watched a Harold Davis webinar recently where he discussed the last book of creating black and white digital photography tips and techniques. And that's the one that Tony said that he really liked. He's in the membership program too. She says let's see. So she looked in her stash and found a picture that would be suitable for the project. My rose initially was shot in color, white and purple petals. It sounds beautiful. With my On1 software program, I turned my picture into monochrome to reveal a lot more details, which is really, really beautiful. I like it. I'm quite satisfied with the result, but I do not know if my picture is considered good enough to be on the list for winning a medal. She's laughing. You're so funny. She goes, because I'm in the learning process. You're so sweet. You know what? I give you a lot of credit. You just go for it. But yeah, so I'm seeking any feedback in the matter to get better at it, which is no problem at all. That's what this show is all about, for us all to push ourselves. So one of the aspects that was bugging me the most is when I saw an image from the author who showed where the composition of an overhead shot of a rose should stand. He traced the spiral lines on the image without any further explanation. I changed my position of my flower accordingly as per understanding. I'm sending both images for you. And so she wants to know about the golden spiral composition rule along with its sweet spot. So it does have a sweet spot. So here is where she, I believe this is the one where you changed it up. I could be wrong because you know what? Like I say, rules are made to be broken. And so this might have been it, but I want to show you now the rule, you guys. And then also when I'm done, I have three awesome videos that I will also put down below. I don't want you guys watching them now because we got such a great show still coming along. So don't watch them now, but I am going to put it in the chat. And if you guys want to check it out, it's really cool. It's all about the rule and three, like I say, we're visual people, so it's pretty. I love the TED one. The TED is a great video for you guys to check out. So here is the rule. So it is. Let me do this too. Hold on one second. Let me get. Oh, sorry. I think this, okay, let's just show you this first, okay? It's a mathematical rule. And here's the guy that developed it. So it is a mathematical rule, and watch the video so you can understand it more, because I really want to talk more about not so much the mathematics, which is really cool. When you see about it, you're just like, wow. So hold on one second. So this rule is in nature, but this is where it starts from. So this is it right here is where it starts from, okay? So basically it's a mathematical rule that this here is the rectangle. And the same with when you, let's just do it this way. Within this rectangle, you will have another rectangle here by just adding the next sum. Then here you have another rectangle and it's adding the next sum. So you'll understand what I'm saying in a second. So here's another rectangle and here's another one and here's another one and here's another one, okay? So it's just by adding sums. Let me see. Hold on one second. If it shows it here, I'm not sure. It's been a while. Okay, but let's just, this might get you funky because the way they do it in the video is so much better. Okay, so here's pi. So it's pi. I don't know, some of you guys may have taken math, some of you may have not. But anyways, so here is now the golden ratio that I just shared with you. So here is where it goes and it comes around and it flips around here and it ends here. And what they have noticed is that not only do we have this golden ratio in our world, we also have the mathematics in our DNA of what I shared, the rectangles and the swirls. So it's really, really, really cool. We are drawn to this. Whoa, let me see. Hold on one sec. Oh, okay. So so see this. This is going down. See this right here, Eugenie, where it's like a lighter color? That is the sweet spot right here. So this is where your main subject is really at. This is where you want it. For this rule only, okay? So this doesn't have to be for everything. So, but I don't want to get you too confused. Hold on one second. Let me go back here. So I'll share with you again. We're going to go ahead and go back into, so here is the golden spiral, right? And it's made up of all these rectangles and stuff. So when you are working on your image, let's go into, we're going to turn this thing off. I'm going to share with you here. I'm going to switch over Lightroom so you can understand the crop tool, because we're going to do it as a actual photographer there. So we're going to move this over so you could see it. And then this way we can, because we have these crop tools, except for Eugenie, you do not have these crop tools in On1 at the moment. They are working on it, just to let you know. So here is, we're going to go to the development. So I have this highlighted, and if you just push R, it should jump right in. So here we are in R. That's the shortcut key to get into your develop. But I just wanted to share this with you, okay? So if we push O, because this also is in Photoshop. O changes. So it's really hard. I tried to make a video for this for you guys because I know it's hard to see. But here, this right here is the rule of thirds. Here is where the rule of thirds. But to tell you the truth, it's really powerful to have the golden ratio, and this is part of the golden ratio right here. So it's where you intersect, and you have your main subject, like maybe a horizon right here. So what was happening with the rows, it automatically has a ratio. So that's what he was trying to tell you. So if I do a Shift O, this is your ratio here, right? So let me just see something. So this is your sweet spot, is what he was saying. But it doesn't always work perfectly. So it is good for your eyes, so don't get me wrong. But see how it swirls around? and it ends right here, and this is your sweet spot. So let's just do that and see. I personally don't like it. Oh, I think I went too close. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now let's do enter. Okay. So there's the sweet spot. So here is the before and here is the new one. So with that, take it a grain of salt. Just know, let me go to me because I want to talk to you. Let's go to the front screen. So just know that it does work because flowers grow with the spiral. Sunflowers have it. Our DNA has it. When you see a hurricane, guess what it has? It has the ratio. It's crazy. When you see the universe, it spirals like that. So we are so drawn to this that I'll tell you, you use that and we will be drawn in just like we use contrasting colors, which means that the color range is blue on this side and orange, blue and orange. That's why we love sunset some more. We are driven to that. We are animals. And people drive to that. So that's what he's saying when it comes to using this spiral. It is absolutely amazing. And again, I'm going to go ahead and put these, let's see, Lightroom. Oh, let me see what you're saying here. Let me go over here. Lightroom has the golden spiral when you go to crop. Yeah, you could turn the guide overlay on. I did do that. Maybe, yeah. No, that's good that you were telling her. So yeah, I love it. And Eugenie, I'm hoping that you understand what that means. But again, I think the videos, if you want to know about it, the mathematic ways, it's pretty amazing. So I'm going to share with you guys the links now, but you got to still watch the videos. So you got to still watch the show. What we're going to do, I will share them with you when we watch the next video. Debbie's flower. So so Eugenie, your vision, you wanted a vision, but you wanted to understand the rules to make people drawn to it. And that's what he was saying, that golden spiral you'll definitely get people to be like, they won't even understand why. They're just going to be clinging to it because that's what we do. We are, like I said, we're animals. There's something, it's pretty interesting. So with Debbie, let me show you her flower. I guess we should just go ahead and go in here. I like to show it the big full screen, to tell you the truth. So let me get Debbie's flowers so you could see her beautiful flower. And here's, I need to put it on screen too so you guys could see it. So here's her flower. And this is the one that's in focus. And then she wants this. See, this one is what she had done, and she wants to merge these two together. But let me read what she says, okay? She says she would like to, in our monthly membership, we're working with layers and masks right now. That's our challenge. And so she's focusing on that, which kudos to you, girlfriend. And she said she would like some help using layers and masks to create my vision for this photo, which was really came from using two photos. The first photo is multiple exposure photos combining two photos in camera. My vision is to have everything soft, but I want the center of the flower to be in focus. In order to do that, I want to use the center from the second photo, which is that, to really come, I want to use the center from the second photo, which really came from one of the multiple exposure photos that I have to be in the center. And I'm always butchering this, aren't I? What would be the best way to do this? So we are going to show this video Brian, I have to tell you, the reason why I do these videos now, I used to do it live. And do you remember, Brian, that you had said it's hard to see? So now what I do is I make these short little videos for you guys so you could actually see the mouse, the cursor, and all that stuff. So I wanted to say, I don't know if I ever said thank you to you about giving me that idea, because I love this, because as you guys are watching the videos, I can look at the chat too, and if you have questions, I can answer them. So let me go into, first of all, I just want to thank Brian for... Oh, look, it's doing that. Sorry. AD, where are you? Okay, let's go to Debbie's. Where is she? I have it. Brian's duck. I will find you. I will find you. Front screen. There it is, Debbie's image. Let's watch this video right now. Hey Macro Chatters, this is for Debbie, and I've already talked to you a little bit about what she's looking for and what her goal is. So here's one of her images here, the soft one, the double exposures and all that fun stuff. And here is the image that she wants this area right in here. She wants that to be nice and in focus. So she wants this part to pop out of this image right here. So there's always several ways to do one thing, but let's go ahead and click over here to the move tool, and I'm going to just hold on to it and drag it over to this guy right in here, and I'm still holding my mouse down. I'm going to hit the shift button and let go. And over here to the right, what I'll end up doing is going back and forth, just making sure, is it lined up? If I see a little jump, say in the middle, as I'm going back and forth, then go ahead and hit the controller command key and make sure that both of the layers are selected. And then you'll go over to edit, and then you're going to click on auto align layers. And I'll just do that and see what it does. Here's my auto align. I'll just do the auto and we'll see what it does. I'm curious. Now it's aligned perfectly. So if it wasn't, you would see a mask over here to the right and would align it. So everything's good. We don't need to worry about it. What I'm going to do is do a Command J, or you can drag the bottom layer. Doesn't matter which layer you want to work off of. Just know that the top layer here is the layer that is the most important, because that's what we see. So if I uncheck it, then I'm only seeing the two layers below. People have always asked me, why do you always keep a second layer at the bottom? It's just for me. So if I do the Alt and Option and I want to go back to this file, then I can go back to it. So if you don't want to look at this one, then you would obviously have, say, this file. We'll delete this, and we will go ahead and add this file down. So we'll leave it at that. It's not a big deal. I'm going to now work on this top image. So it's easier, because what I want to do is get up really close and look at her image, and she wants all of this to be in focus. She said the middle part. And in order to do that, we have to make a mask. And in order to make a mask really goes with tones, and tones is colors and all this stuff, technical stuff. Let's not even go into the technical stuff. You just want to make sure that everything in the middle is masked. So we're going to do first a mask, and it's not going to be perfect. Okay, so we're just going to do something really fast, and we're just going to go around in circles and just click in here. Oops, I do want that part right there, but oh well, we'll just leave it like that. Okay, so that's just a basic mask. Just make it easy at first. Don't get too technical, because you have a lot of yellows and everything, so we just want to work with this area in here. So I just circled that. I'm going to click down here at the bottom and make a quick mask right here. And now you could see I've made the mask, And now I can see only the middle part of this flower right here. You could see it selected with the white. So that is only showing the middle part. But I want to really refine this area. So what we'll do is double click and we're going to go to select the mask. We could use color range also, but let's try selecting a mask first. Gives me to this whole new pane, which is pretty cool. I love it. So over here to the right side has a lot of great tools in here. So you could see onion style. There's so many different ways you could look at this to really hone in on what you are shooting for. And what I'm going to do first is I want to do the refined mask. And I'm going to get in here and paint in everything that I want masked. And it does this, it's a smart brush. A lot of the programs, I'm in Photoshop, but there are tons, actually On1 has the best when it comes to masking. Whew, I love On1. They just are so good when it comes to masking. So something like this that's kind of complicated because of the colors, I may just take it into On1, but not everybody has On1. So my suggestion is to take your time and get in to this area right here, which I will share with you again, and it's a smart brush. Let's just get in close so you can really see what you're doing, because this is what's important. If you just take time and refine it, I think that's what it's called, the refined mask. Again, here, over here to the right is the smoothing and the feathering amount if you want all that. This shift edge is really good for landscape, but not here. I don't think we need it. Let's see. Oh wait, no. Yeah, no, I don't want to shift that. Okay, so now we're going to go over here to the right where it says output settings. This right here is where I want you to pay attention to. Do you want a layer mask, selection, new layer? I'm just going to do a layer mask. So we'll leave it on that. And then I'll push OK. So here's the before. And here is the after. Bam! Doesn't that look pretty? You could even manipulate this now that you have a great mask. Let's just add a little tip for you, okay? So we have a mask here, and say that we want to, let's go to the adjustments. It's going to add another mask, but it's okay. We're going to merge them together. Let's do something fun. Hue and saturation. Let's just check it out, and we will just play with the hue a little bit. Now, okay, before I do that, okay, I did the layer here, okay? And did you notice that when I started playing with it, it did the whole image? But we don't want to do that. So you're going to do an Alt and Option. So here's the layer. You're going to do an Alt and Option, and see how it has the little arrow that's going down. You're going to click on that, and that means it's going to work only on the layer right below. So now if you wanted to change anything up in this actual layer, see how it's messing around? See, I might even fix some of this mask in here, because you could see where the mask is. So I might even play with that a little bit so we can pop up those colors. But it's just fun, because if you want to really hone in and play with this, you can play around. Who knows what you want to do. I'm just adding a little extra pop. Maybe you want to make the middle a little bit more yellow. So if you don't like the yellow, but say you want a little yellow, then I would take this layer, select it, and then take the opacity down. I always like to go a little bit over the top and then bring the opacity down a little bit. And now it's before and after if you wanted to play with that. That's just adding a little extra fun. But it looks good. It's pretty. A beautiful flower. Here's the before and here's the after. Boom, it looks gorgeous. Thank you again, Debbie. Okay. Woo, got bright. Yeah, so I hope that helped you, Debbie, because it's a beautiful image. Congratulations for working so hard on it. I love it. We're going to go dive in right in. Again, if you have questions, ask me, okay? But we're going to dive right into equipment. I got to get into copyright. Okay, so I want to make sure that, Stacy, you know that I'm still making you a video. This is just a really fast blurb. Stacy had asked about copyright, and it's super important for you guys to understand about copyright. And you're going to see that someone just took my photograph, and it's because of you, Stacy, that I know, because I'm doing the research. So I have to admit that when you do copyright, I would do copyright when I am licensing and shooting for somebody. So I always copyright. I have to admit that I have not copyrighted, putting my work out in the internet, and that is not cool nowadays. I know I'm an old timer, but nowadays you really need to copyright, and I realize that because people steal from the internet now. And so I have to, and I do not watermark my images, but I do add metadata. So the first thing I want to talk about is if you do not add any metadata in your file. So you could do it from the camera, or you could do it from Lightroom, Photoshop, On1. All the programs have it where you can put in copyright, Janice Sullivan, Sullivan J Photography, all that stuff. You need to put your stuff in there. You need to put it in the actual file. And when that happens, Google will see it. It'll say copyright, and then it'll have your information on there. If it is not, it's called orphan work. And that means that they can take your image and not get in trouble for it. So you have to put your information in there for sure. Let me go ahead and share with you. I'm going to share my other screen because I have now different countries have different, places to go. So let me go over to where's my right screen? Lightroom. Let's see. Okay, that's Lightroom. We'll just go right. Okay, so there you go. There you go. So this right here is for the United States. It's a copyright. I will put the links down below for you guys to on this. And it's super easy to go ahead and apply for your copyright. So it cost, at this time, it cost $35 to, what the heck? Sorry. Hey, Macro Chatters. This is for Debbie. It's doing that again. Oh my gosh. So it costs $35 for one image. So I suggest you not do one image unless you're doing it for corporate, you got thousands of dollars for that image, which I have done for the one image. But if you are putting your stuff on the internet and you have a bunch of photographs, which I will be doing now, and I'm actually going to do this, and I'm going to share in the membership how I do this. But you could do this, go on and pay $55 and for as many images as you want. So you put a whole bunch of images in a zip file, make them maybe it's teeny, 500 pics, small, but they can see it. So the copyright, they can see it. It's still 500 pics. They could see it. They know what it is. Get a certificate. And the reason why you want to do this is because not all countries, which we were talking about it, not all countries will abide by it. But at least if you know somebody in America or some of these other legit countries steal your work, you will make a lot of money. If you invoice them and they don't pay you, you will make, if they do it on purpose and know there's a copyright on there, which mine has a copyright, then $500, it could go to $150,000. So let me again go to the right screen. So again, it's super easy. You definitely need to put your EXIF data inside, and then copyright them here. $55, put tons of them in there. Way better than paying $35 a piece. So this one I did share with you guys the last show, and I kept sharing because we were talking a little bit about copyright, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit more. And I did share this with you because I got this from Harold Davis, and I kept showing you my back end stuff. So this is a great, you could do it for free or you could pay, and these people will actually help you too with, you know, legal problems. They'll get you going. There's, you know, here's all the features. So take down, they give you here, you can even register them from here. It's, you know, if you want to do it this way. So check out this Pixy.com. I think it's worth your while to really get into there. They monitor also, so you don't have to worry about it. And it does, they do monitor it, but I didn't have that one image in. So I'm going to share with you now another one. So here is Google Images, and it's images.google.com. And they really do, it only goes with JPEGs, to tell you the truth. So get your images. I'm going to share an image right now that I just found. And I'm going to share, I'm going to go in here and it says drop your image here. Now this is an older image, and I only used it for the internet. And so when I did this, I was like, whoa, somebody's got my image. And so if I go down, see here's similar images. But again, Pixy does a great job of it. Okay, so if here we go down here, and here I found this. I'm like, what the heck is this? Cray cray. What is this? Ray K Ray or whatever? So look, they have stolen, here's my image. And they're not giving me, they're not even like telling me, they're not even saying like, this is my image. So guess what? They're going to either pay me for this or they're going to take it down. I'm going to write them as soon as we get done with this, because I just found this today. So they're just stealing all of these images, and they're not even giving the credit to the photographer. So again, it's just, let's see what it goes to. Oh, just my image. Oh, that's great. So I was pissed. So I have Pixy, so they, you know, I might even just check them out and see if they, but I didn't put it in here. So that's another thing too, is that I need to, they have done that purposely. Let's go to me. So they have done this purposely to take my image, and they didn't even give me credit, but I know I have my data in there, so they're in trouble. But it's easier if that one was not, this was just, it was not sold. So I just had it up in the internet of when me and Kevin went out to Big Bear. So that's my bad. And now I got to fight, you know, with them. But they will take it down because America, you know, you don't mess with America. So I just wanted to share that. I will put the other link to for this. And then I also have something that was hilarious. So, you know, I'm talking, I knew I was going to talk about copyright because Stacy wants to know about it, and I'm going to do the video and get more detailed for her. But one of the things that I thought was really funny, and I will also put this on down below, I follow Karl Taylor, and he does studio photography. That's why I like him. He doesn't do anything that I do, but I love studio, so I like to watch his stuff. And he just put up a new video about stealing his work, and it is hilarious. I mean, I have to share it with you guys, and I will for sure share it down below because we're getting towards the end of the show. But let me see. I have one more really quick 2-minute video that I want to share with you guys. I see that Eugenie has a question, so let me share with you real quick. I showed you the Pixy. On1 is coming out. I'm so excited. So On1 is upgrading to 2020. It's going to be faster. You guys know I love On1. So I promised you guys that I would share this really quick video on On1, merging them. So let me go here, and I'm dying here. Sorry. Let me show this really fast. It's only 2 minutes, and then we'll end up in the show, and let me go over to Eugenie. So let me just show this to you really, really quick. Hi, Macro Chatters. I remember telling you that once I migrated my Lightroom over to On1, I would let you know how it worked out. Okay, this is what I did. So just to let you know, go into File, and then you go into Plugin Extras, and then once you already have your On1 Raw 2019 installed, this is already like in Lightroom. So then you go down to Plugin Extras, and then you go to Migrate Catalog to On1 Photo. And once you click that, you follow the steps, and it didn't take as long as I thought, but this is a smaller catalog. I still need to do another catalog that I have, which will probably take longer, but I wanted to get this done for you guys. So I decided to share with you a difficult image, which is, you know, the saturated reds and orange, to see how things looked. So we're going to do this together. I'm going to go ahead and click on the one-to-one to look at this flower, and we'll go ahead and click on the one-to-one over here in the raw, and I'm looking at color, saturation, lines. I'm looking at the details to see if whoops, let's get back up here, just to make sure that everything is the same, and it's pretty darn close. I'm impressed. I really am. Let's see. Let's look and make sure the details are the same. Actually, to tell you the truth, look at how On1 is really detailed and Lightroom is a little bit softer. Wow, I had no idea. And look at this. You could see all the details here in On1. This On1's to the right, Lightroom's to the left. And yep, I'm totally digging On1. Very nice. And it took everything over. I'll share the link. I like it. All right, just wanted to share. I promised I would share, so I made the video for you. Okay, so I added all the links in the chat when this was going. A lot of photographers are using On1 now, and it is a great program. It's pretty much like Lightroom and Photoshop together. So again, there's a new update. I just got an email today, and they're having some really good stuff coming on, so I will put the link down below. So thank you so much. I've kept you about 5 minutes over. I want to share one more thing. We're talking about, really, this is about vision. And sometimes you get frustrated and you don't know where to go with your vision. So I have to share this. This is the new book by Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. And her vision was to make this book to help us with our vision, and you could do it. And she just made today a New York bestseller. This became a New York bestseller. I bought it. She is amazing. If you want, or if you ever get to a point where you feel stagnant about your photography and you need some inspiration, I'm telling you, this book is amazing. I will put it down below. Highly, highly recommend. So remember that, I'm going to tell you, 2 weeks, we're going to be here with Michael. He is awesome. He rocks it on YouTube. Oh my gosh, he is like thousands of people he teaches on YouTube. So you guys will have a blast watching him. And one of the images I'm saving for him was, she's been waiting for a while. And so if you're watching this, I will just know that your image is going to be on next show. It'll be in 2 weeks, October 3rd. And I hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on the Macro Chat live show. It's been a blast. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for the questions and the images. Just remember that your 1,000 words does make a difference. Bye, everyone. Cheers.